Our next lesson in College Planner is called What Are Colleges Really Looking For? So go ahead and take out your notes. Let's write today's dates. Okay, what are colleges really looking for? Our goals for this lesson are to identify key factors which college admissions directors consider important, and to list factors that can improve the chances of being accepted into one preferred school. Okay, I don't see any vocabulary words, so here we go. What are colleges really looking for? We sometimes tend to look at a college education like an army attacking a medieval walled city. It takes a lot of work to get there. It's nearly impossible to scale the walls. Great risk is involved, and it may cost you your life savings. Knowing the right strategy and having the right weapons can help you defeat the defenders on the wall. So what is the right strategy? Well, in the military, the right strategy is to know your enemy. In the college process, the right strategy may well be know how to read the admission officers' minds. All high school students should be asking, what are colleges really looking for? A few main points that the college director of admissions will consider are your grades, scores on entrance exams, recommendations, extracurricular activities, and in some cases, personal interviews. Okay, so your grades. One of the main things that they're going to look at is your grades. Your entire high school grade point average matters. So this is talking about your GPA, your grade point average. Starting with your very first report card in 9th grade. Grades from your junior year and first semester of your senior year are your most important. Okay, they're looking at all of it, but mainly they're looking at the grades from your junior year. And the first semester of your senior year. Those are your most important. When colleges see good grades in all your subjects, they recognize you as a student who is committed to your education. They base your commitment to your work on the grades they see on your transcripts. Okay, so this shows them your level of commitment. They base your commitment to your work on the grades they see on your transcripts. They also look at the variety of subjects you have taken to determine if you have wide-ranging interests. In addition, any honors, advanced placement, or college-level courses you have taken will give you an extra advantage. Alright, so they're looking to see if you have any honors. You get honors if your grade point average is over a 3 I don't remember if it's over a 3.25, but you do get honors. They look at those honors. Also, your junior and your senior year, you can take college classes while you're still in high school if your grades are high enough. So they're going to look at those college credits as well. If you received a few poor grades in your high school career, fear not. A few low grades is no reason to lower your goals and expectations. Nearly all of us go through personal challenges that affect our schoolwork. Admissions officials recognize that high school students are human beings who sometimes go through growing pains. As long as there isn't a consistent pattern of low grades, those few low grades won't keep you from getting into the school of your dreams. Don't be afraid to explain those personal challenges, such as an extended illness or a death in the family. That may explain some low grades. Even if there are some poor grades in your record, don't panic. If your transcript shows significant improvement, no matter how late in your high school career, it will help your chances of being accepted. Okay, so what are colleges really looking for? The number one thing that they're going to look at is your grade point average. They're going to the main ones they're concerned about are from your junior year and your first semester of your senior year, because the grades show your commitment. They're going to look and see if you have any honors, any college credits. They're going to see if you've few poor grades are understandable. Don't panic. Or if your grades show an improvement, maybe you had really bad grades to begin high school with, but your grades improved. They understand that. Okay? They may ask you about your low grades. Be ready to explain the situation surrounding it. Another thing that they're going to look at are your scores on your SAT and ACT tests. Those are entrance exams. So they're going to look at your entrance exam scores. And like we said, this is scores from your SAT test and your ACT test. Okay. Each college or university has its own admission standards. This is especially true in the area of entrance exam scores. Most colleges request that applicants take and provide scores for one of the two major college admissions tests, SAT or ACT. To help you determine if your scores will give you a good chance at a specific college, compare your scores to the school's average scores. Ask the admissions officer or check the school's literature or website. Look for the score's middle range of 50%. If your scores are equal to or above this average and everything else, like your grades, is in order, your chances of being accepted are good. Okay. So you need to look at the schools scores on these tests. Now remember, you're not looking at the high scores, you're looking at the average scores. Somebody might have done exceptionally well. You don't have to beat their scores, but you want to come within the average range of their scores. Okay? Something else colleges look for are recommendations. The recommendation letters or forms that adults, teachers, counselors, pastors, or others complete for you can have a significant bearing on your college acceptance. This is especially true at smaller colleges and universities, particularly some Christian colleges. Avoid asking family members to write your recommendations. Stick with someone who will appear to be more objective. This is one good reason that you should plan ahead to develop and maintain good relationships with your teachers, guidance counselor, and principal. Okay. Now I know as far as here, there isn't a whole lot of teachers to choose from. But you need letters of recommendations from your teacher, pastor. You need to make sure, but remember, not family. Because they expect family to be biased. They expect family to say good things about you and not be objective, not cover the whole picture. Okay? So one thing that colleges are looking for are your entrance exam scores, your scores on the SAT and ACT tests. Look them up on the web. Look at their scores for these subjects and look at the 50% range. And if your scores are comparable or higher than 50%, you should have a pretty good chance of getting into that school. They look at your letters of recommendation from your teacher, your pastor, adults that are not your family members. Okay? Another thing they're going to look at is your extracurricular activities. Extracurricular activities. Okay. Your time is valuable. Even admissions officers recognize this. But admissions officers look for students who also have some interests outside of academics. Students are encouraged to find an activity that they are genuinely interested in, then commit themselves to it. It's better to become actively involved in one or two activities than to spread yourself too thin with several groups, doing very little with each one. Find yours and dedicate yourself to it. Okay, extracurricular activities, they want you to have one or two and commit yourself. And I know going here that you don't have a lot to choose from, but there are some. There's a couple sports that the rec center offers for high school students. Softball is one. I know through ACA you can play basketball or track, or girls can play volleyball. So there are a few. If there's one that you would like to start, if there's a club or an activity that you would like to start, let me know. But this is something that colleges look at, your extracurricular activities. They want you to limit yourself to one or two and commit yourself to it. Okay? Most colleges, especially your larger state universities, don't require a personal interview. The schools that do require an interview are often smaller private colleges. Okay, but some of them require a personal interview. So let's talk about it. They want to get to know you as a person, not just as a name on an application. If an interview is required, treat it just like a professional job interview. If you aren't able to travel to the college campus for your interview, you may meet with a graduate of the school who lives in your area. That means that the school's admissions officers will make their decision based on second-hand information which they receive from this interviewer. If that's the case, it's especially important to make a good impression. I've never heard of that. The best interview tips include, okay, are you ready? Number 1, be on time. Because if you're late for your interview, that will give them the impression that you're going to be late for your classes. So be on time. Of all things, be polite. Dress professionally. Don't leave half your clothes at home, okay? Dress professionally. And relax. Don't be afraid to be yourself and be honest, even if you think your answer may be controversial. Be honest. A bold answer may indicate a student who has learned to think for himself or herself. If you are asked to an interview, don't just sit and wait to answer questions. Come prepared with your own list of questions to ask. The college will most likely appreciate your initiative. Okay. During an interview, you can be a little bit early, be neatly groomed, don't put on too much perfume, use the restroom before the interview, probably before you get there. Don't come tired, come rested, be alert. Look the interviewer in the eye, be confident, smile, take notes. Use the interviewer's name correctly. Let them lead the discussion and let them end the interview. Ask the interviewer when you can expect to hear from him or her again. And commit the interviewer to the Lord and ask Him for guidance. Okay, those are some good tips. Things you don't want to do. Don't be late. Don't wear an overcoat. Don't sit down until you're asked to. Don't have anything in your mouth. Don't lean on the interviewer's desk. Don't bring your sunglasses. Don't bring an oversized handbag. Cut your fingernails. Okay, don't come with these extra long fingernails. Don't touch anything on the interviewer's desk. Don't listen to any phone calls the interviewer may receive during the interview. Don't fidget. Don't overuse the interviewer's name. Don't dominate the conversation. Don't brag about your abilities. Avoid using expressions like, don't mumble, speak clearly. Don't get angry or irritable. And don't answer questions of a personal nature that you don't feel comfortable answering. Okay? Alright, I want you to go through and I guess there's just a second. I guess there's another page. I thought I was done. Okay. So, it's good to have extracurricular activities, 1 or 2, and show that you're committed to them. And if they ask for a personal interview, be on time, be polite, dress professionally, relax, and be honest. Most of your colleges, I know we talked about grades a little bit ago, most of your colleges are more concerned that you're a well-rounded student. That means if you have like C's in most of your classes, that's better than having A's in a few subjects and D's and F's in others, okay? Some factors that can improve your chances. Okay. Factors to improve your chances. Okay. Some factors that improve your chances are positions of leadership. Positions of leadership. Whatever your extracurricular activities are, leadership is a big plus. Whether it's student government, serving as chairman of a committee for a local charity, or being the captain of the church softball team, seek out positions of leadership. Be willing to volunteer for those positions that nobody wants. Okay. For example, if you're helping with the drama team, that would help. Okay, community service and volunteer work. Community service and volunteer work. Being involved in your community also scores extra points with the admissions officers. It helps you stand out from the crowd. Many students your age are too self-absorbed to care about their local community. Okay. Another factor to improve your chances is a cover letter. Feel free to send a letter to the Director of Admissions introducing yourself and stating why you want to attend the college. This extra effort will also help you stand out from the crowd. If you're involved in athletics, the performing arts, or the fine arts, contact the appropriate coach or professor. Send a separate cover letter along with a videotape or DVD of your art portfolio or newspaper clippings highlighting your work. Be sure this goes directly to the coach or professor, not to the Director of Admissions. That way, if the coach or professor likes what he sees, you've got an inside connection, someone who is interested in seeing you attend his or her school. Okay, another one is alumni connections. Alumni connections. If recent graduates of your school, your siblings, parents, or close family friends attended your college of choice, they may be able to assist you. Ask for their advice. Allow them to give you names of individuals who may be able to help you, specific professors, coaches, etc. Family friends may also be logical choices for people you want to approach about writing your letters of recommendation. Okay, so these factors can improve your chances. Positions of leadership, community service and volunteer work, a cover letter, and alumni connections. Okay, now let's talk about factors that can hurt your chances. Factors that can hurt your chances. Great scores on the SAT and ACT, but low grades in class. great grades on the SAT and ACT, but low class grades. This tells the admissions officers that you have great potential, great scores, but aren't putting forth much effort in class. Don't slack off on day-to-day work. So your everyday work is important. Your classwork needs to correlate with your scores on your entrance exam tests. Okay, these need to be similar. Taking a light class load during your senior year. Course load is often an indicator of your motivation. A light load in your senior year leads people to believe that you're not really serious about your education. Okay, so a light load during your senior year. Wow, I didn't realize that one. This may show them that you're not really motivated. If you blow off your senior year this way, don't be surprised if your favorite college blows you off. Okay, a consistent pattern of low grades. Pattern of low grades. As we stated above, don't allow a few low grades to get you discouraged. Put forth the effort, get help if necessary, and pull those grades up. Remember, if your transcript shows significant improvement, no matter how late in your school career, it will help your chances of being accepted. Okay, if you have low grades, then you need to make an improvement. You need to put forth more effort. You need to study more. Okay, you need to get those grades up. Missing deadlines. This will hurt you. They have deadlines that things are due. You have to make the deadlines. Admissions officers live by deadlines. Just like students have to turn their applications in by a certain date, colleges and universities have to turn in paperwork too. They have deadlines to meet in order to receive federal student financial aid and to let professors and other staff know if they'll be hired for another school year. Decisions on dormitories and food service are all based on student enrollment, so be considerate to the entire school. Meet every deadline. Okay? Don't get your forms in late. It's better to get them in early than late. Poor writing. There's a surprise, isn't it? Poor writing. You're old enough. If your writing is bad, you need to work on it. Because one thing colleges are going to look at is your handwriting. This comes in two categories. Sloppy handwriting makes the admission officers work twice as hard. If they can't read your handwriting on the application, they'll have to spend extra time trying to locate you based on your social security number, just a street address, or some other part of the application that they can read. Don't let poor writing keep you out of the school of your dreams. If your handwriting needs work, get some help. Ask someone with legible handwriting to complete the application for you. However, if someone else fills in the blanks for you, be sure you sign the application yourself. Another option, complete an online application. More and more schools are offering the electronic application as a quick and easy way to start the process. Okay. Secondly, poorly written essays indicate to the admissions officers one of several things. It may make them think the student doesn't care enough to write a well-organized instructional essay. It may make them think the student doesn't know how to write a well-organized and structured essay, or the student doesn't know how to write well at all. Of the three options above, which would you rather be considered? Well, none of them, right? Take the time and effort to write a quality essay for each and every school that requires an essay. Study the lesson, we're going to get there, in Unit 3 called Writing the College Essay. If necessary, review your language arts lessons on writing essays. Be sure to have at least one other person give you an honest opinion on the essay. Don't be offended if the person suggests some changes. Make the changes and let the person review it again and again and again until you get it right. Okay? We said factors that can hurt your chances of getting in the college that you want. If you have great grades on the SAT and ACT tests, but low grades in class, or even the other way around, these need to be similar. Okay? Don't make them think that you're slacking off in class. A light load during your senior year. You don't want them to think that you're not serious about school. If you have a pattern of low grades, if you have a pattern of low grades right now, it's okay, but there needs to be an improvement. Your transcripts need to show an improvement. Missing deadlines. If you get your application in late, you're probably going to be rejected. Because remember, it has a domino effect. They have deadlines. And if you miss your deadline, they're probably already looking at other people. And poor writing. If you have poor penmanship skills, practice your handwriting. I would say every day for about 30 minutes a day, just practice writing. Okay? All right, go ahead and let me see your notes, and then go ahead and answer the questions.